What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing today? Hope y'all had a blessed week. As we all know, 1-0, baby. It's a Victory Wednesday. Victory Wednesday. Doesn't feel good? Remember, Faithful, always stay humble. Humble hearts, mighty men. Do we need to be reminded of the awful 0-9 start of 2017? Can we just appreciate that there's been one game and we have one victory? Everybody, it's week one. Yeah, well, let's celebrate the fact we're 1-0. Undefeated season is still a possibility. It feels good to be back. Niner football back in our lives, baby. It feels so good, especially to be 1-0. But today we're going to go ahead and go over the game. We also are going to go ahead and go over our weekly poll our weekly poll results, and also give, of course, the return of the Kittle Corn MVP of the week. But before we get to all that today, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blueberry, or TuneIn, or YouTube. You can also find us on NinerFaithfulRadio.com, where you could also read all our blogs from Nothing But Niners and Sports Elite, as well as see our advertising and sponsorship packages. So, as we all know, the Niners won 31-17. But basically, the biggest note that I want to get started with is that Quan Alexander ejection. I mean, there's got to be some type of leeway. I mean, when you're going head first, I mean, what are you supposed to do there? I mean, fine, throw the penalty. He led with the crown in his helmet. Fine, okay, fine. Even Kyle Shanahan said, okay, fine, give him the penalty. What was the BS? You don't kick him out the game, bro. That's the first quarter. Come on, bro. And they're going to throw a flag on Tampa Bay, but they're not going to kick them out the game. That player out the game. It was, the refs were horrible this game, but, the overall message I got was positivity. We overcame adversity. That's something that, the Niners teams of the past that would have folded and we were crumbled and the game would have been over. But, we battled back from adversity this game. I was very proud of us. Another thing is, let's give a big round of applause for Ahkello Witherspoon. I mean, Ahkello gets a round of applause for me, baby. You balled out. I mean, he only gave up 2 catches on 6 targets for 21 yards and had 2 pass breakups. And a pick 6. I mean, and a pick 6. That sealed the game. I mean, that was essentially the winning points of the game. That sealed the game right there. I mean, a big round of applause for Ahkello Witherspoon. Great to see him, start the season on fire. As y'all know, I'm in love with Fred Warner. I nicknamed him Bam Bam. Bam Bam had a hell of a game. He had 9 tackles and a forced fumble. I mean, there's something about Fred Warner in week 1 that makes him force fumbles. We hope that this is a sign of things to come. Unlike last year, he didn't create another turnover all year. But, we hope that he forces another fumble this year. But he balled out, especially after Quan. He stepped up and really showed the leadership of that defense. And that, even though Quan came and set the tone and everything like that, the defense is still Fred Warner's. I mean, he's a middle linebacker, and he sets the tone on that defense. Overall, the defense did great. I mean, only giving up 295 overall yards. I mean, the 101 rushing yards, that is a bit concerning. They seem to be gashing us up the middle. They seem to be gashing us a little bit. We started to suck air a little bit. But, overall, I mean, 194 passing yards at 46.6 passer rating for Jameis Winston. They were only 1 of 4 in the red zone. D Ford, my birthday twin. Everybody knows who's been listening to Niner Faithful Radio knows I love me some D Ford. He is my birthday twin, 3/19/86. I believe he's like 92 or 93 or something. But it's an interesting statistic. As you all know, he got his first sack as a Niner. Congratulations. And it's his 8th sack since 2018, which leads all NFL pass rushers in that statistic. So that's obviously great to see, and things of to come. They were only 1 of 4 in the red zone, so great deep red zone. I mean, we can't be mad at that. Nick Bosa. So this one, I got some statistics on him, y'all. All right, this one is one for the records because you could always see that throughout the game until the second half, he was, it was a struggle for him. He talked about after the game that, you just have to have a different mindset to pass rush in the NFL, and you could clearly see that he was adjusting to that. But, I mean, if this is a off game for Nick Bosa, okay, so he finished the game with a sack, 3 quarterback hits, 3 tackles, 6 pressures on 25 passing plays. Okay, he had the highest win percentage at 28% in the entire NFL out of all qualifying pass rushers. Okay, and his 24% pass rush rate, meaning 24% of his pass rush snaps he affected the quarterback, was highest in the NFL as well. I mean, if that doesn't tell you what Nick Bosa is about to be, I don't know what does. So, next, Sherman with the 3 penalties. I mean, Richard Sherman had a okay game. I mean, let's be realistic. He had a couple penalties. He was grabbing on Mike Evans a lot, but Mike Evans was grabbing back. So, ticky-tacky. That PI, I mean, I guess, okay, he grabbed his jersey. I mean, they probably didn't show the part where he pushed off or something like that before that. But, hey, you know what? It's a passing league, and that's what happens sometimes. Let's be real. We're just happy that they didn't call the last one so the game continued and we were able to get out of there with the victory, which is all that mattered. So, Sherman, you don't get a loud round of applause, but you had a pick 6 too. I think that really changed the game. I think when... We'll get into, my overall thoughts of the game later, but I just want to kind of go through this real quick. Niners offense. Jimmy G. Cool. I mean, okay, we'll go ahead and get into this because Jimmy G. Cool, I mean, y'all, let's be realistic. He struggled. There was clearly some type of rust with him in this game, but what made me believe is after he threw that pick 6, which, we all admit was a horrible decision to throw the ball. He should have not thrown the ball. He should have took a sack, threw it out of bounds, whatever. But what impressed me the most is we come out the second half. We go right out that dime, boom, 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 touchdown. And, right then you could just see the confidence of the team just change. It's like Jimmy G. Cool came and said, you know what? It's whatever. Forget the first half. We're on to the second half. I'm the quarterback. I'm going to lead this team. I'm going to set the tone for the second half. And we're going to go get this done. We're going to go get this dub. And you know what he does? He throws Richie James a touchdown pass. And Richie, the Shecock killer, James, to be Pacific. And so I think that really set the tone for the rest of the game. And, I remember looking at games where Joe didn't have the greatest statistics. But to me, that's what made Joe the greatest. Is because he could look at you, not have the greatest game. I mean, look at the game in Philadelphia, and I believe it was 1990. He was sacked like 6 times, still brought the Niners back. He was just like dragging himself on the floor, but he was still, hey, you know what, we going to get this done. And sometimes that's how you got to win games in the NFL. It was a hot day, first game of the season, didn't play that much, coming back from an ACL, doesn't matter. Did we get this or we get this? We got this. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. I didn't see nothing concerning to me to think that he's not the franchise quarterback. I mean, he clearly, if this is his worst game of the season, then we should be happy because we got to win. So, I think everybody panicking about Jimmy G. Cool needs to calm down. He'll be fine. He's getting back into playing football. He didn't look horrible. He just looked a little rusty. And, also, let's not forget the 3 touchdowns we had called back, 2-on-1 drive, and the offensive PI that took away George Kittle's first touchdown. I mean, all of a sudden, those things that you take back, all of a sudden, stats look a little bit different. So, it was overall, Shanahan himself even said it. He said that, overall, the whole offense was sloppy. So, obviously that means the quarterback's sloppy because the offense starts with the quarterback, but, Dante Pettis, 2 snaps. Now, look, let's be realistic. Shanahan says it was his groin, and they're trying to ease him back, and he'll make sure that doesn't happen again. That was a message to Dante Pettis. Look, you're not a starter. You're buried on the depth chart. You need to bust ass. And you know what? Let's see if this lights a fire under Dante Pettis, because you know what? If it doesn't, then you know what? Unfortunately, man, we might just not see it from Dante Pettis. And I hate to say it because he's talented, and I really think it's in him, y'all. I know I've been really hard on Dante Pettis this offseason, but after watching some film and everything, and going back and watching some Johnny Dell tape, or Johnny Dell Football Academy, big shout out to the homies, or the homie, I should say. I went and watched some things he had on Dante Pettis. I really want to believe in it because he has a unique ability to get open, and he's a smart football player. Harrison, big shout out to my boy Harrison, the San Jose State hockey team. We'll be watching y'all this year. You know what I'm saying? Go Spartans. So he showed me some things that we broke down that first his touchdown in Minnesota, and that kind of showed me some things that woke my game up a little bit about Dante Pettis. So I think it's in him, y'all, and I really hope so. But if it ain't coming out soon, then maybe it's just not going to come out. But still up on Dante Pettis. Raheem the Dream Mostert. I love me some Raheem the Dream. He had 9 carries for 40 yards, so he was the most productive running back as far as average yards per carry. But this is to me what made Raheem the Dream Mostert a baller today and worthy of notes on. Is 38 of his 40 yards came after contact. And so what that tells me is he's hard to get down. That tells me that if you can't arm tackle, we have to wrap him and hit him and bring him down to the ground. And so, if you want to come arm tackling Raheem the Dream Mostert, please do. I mean, I would love it, because the one thing that we did seem to struggle running the ball a little bit, except with Mostert in there, but looks like we're going to be able to have some fun with our running backs this year, y'all. So Tevin Coleman suffered an ankle injury, tried to play through it. Apparently Shanahan said he's already out for game 2, and it'll be week to week after that. But he had 6 for 23 yards. I already said Raheem Mostert. Big shout out to Mike Person. Mike Person didn't give up a pass rush all game. It was the highest rated guard in the NFL in week 1. So, it's funny what health can do, right? It's everybody talking about we needed, the offensive line, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Well, maybe some health will help that. And Kittlecorn. I mean, what can we say about Kittlecorn? 10 targets, 8 receptions, 54 yards. So I went ahead and broke that down over a season worth of statistics. That's 128 receptions and 864 yards. I will take that from George Kittle all day, all season, every season, to the end of the cows come home. I mean, if George Kittle could give you 128 receptions and 864 yards this year, that's regression. That's 600 yards. Yes. I mean, I think he'll have a little bit more than that. I think he'll have about 900, 950. If I had to put the over-under at 950, I'd say slide under. Because I could see him getting 60. So if you had to put it at 1,000, I'd say under. I'd be comfortable with under on 1,000. So maybe not though. And this is not a knock or a saying George Kittle is going to regress. Look, I was just talking to a friend that was helping me produce the show today. Just because you have less yards doesn't mean you're regressing. I mean, Jerry Rice, the year he broke the NFL yards in a season record, he never had that many yards in his career. I think that was like in his 3rd season. So does that mean he regressed the rest of his career? No, come on. The man's the greatest football player ever. It just means he didn't, there's a reason these records stand. There's a reason tight ends don't go up and catch 1,000 yards every season or 1,300 yards every season. It's because it's rare. It's an NFL record. And so, the NFL's been around for 100 seasons. And so, actually on the 17th, it'll be its 100th birthday, or 100th 99th birthday, but 100th season. So, you know, I mean, let's be realistic here, people. You know, George Kittle's not going to break break NFL records every year. So, I would totally take, 964 yards. 100 extra yards more because he maybe balls out against the Seahawks. But, or maybe, a couple teams, oh, we just forgot to cover him. Denver, oh, yeah, wonder why their head coach got fired. Oh, you mean the dude who almost broke an NFL record for most yards in the first half? And y'all just forgot to cover him? Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Anyway, also, Breida the Cheetah. He had checked out for a concussion, but he had 15 carries for 37 yards. I really wasn't impressed with the running game except for when Mostert was in there. The offense needs to show me something this week in Cincinnati. I'm looking for a big progression from the offense, but definitely the defense won the day for us this game. Oh yeah, that looks like all our stats and everything. So our weekly poll, I went ahead and asked Facebook and Twitter who was the bigger roster. Surprise, C.J. Beathard or Caden Smith, and C.J. Beathard ran by far. On Twitter, it was 66% to 33%, and Facebook, it was even worse. C.J. was 73%, and Caden Smith was 27%. So Facebook, Twitter is actually more farther spread out, but Facebook was this time. But yeah, that was an interesting poll question. But overall, I think the team is progressing. You could clearly see that we're a better football team. That's a game that 2 years ago, maybe even last year, we don't win. We don't win that football game last year. And so to walk in and get that win is something different we can't overlook, and we've got to love. So before we get out of here today, I want to go ahead and remind everybody to shop Niner Faithful Radio Shop for officially licensed gear from Niners.com, NFLshop.com, Fanatics.com, Target.com, eBay.com, and more. Visit NinerFaithfulRadioShop.com NinerFaithfulRadio.com/shop, or like us on Facebook at Niner Faithful Radio Shop. Join our Patreon's reward program for as little as $1 a month. You can get special perks like 10% off of Niner Faithful Radio Shop, and invite to join me and my co-hosts on segments of Niner Faithful Radio and much more. Go ahead and visit patreon.com/Niner Faithful Radio. Visit Niner Faithful Radio to read all our blogs from Nothing But Niners, Sports Elite, and get the show notes, see all our advertising and sponsorship packages. That website again is Niner Faithful Radio Shop, NinerFaithfulRadio.com. Niner Faithful Radio is on YouTube and trying to monetize our channel. So to help, we've decided to let one contest lucky winner will not only win a ticket to a game, but an event, come to a tailgate at Empire Row and go to the Niner Museum. To win, all you have to do is be a subscriber, and we'll announce the winner as soon as we reach 4,200 watch minutes and 1,200 subscribers. Go to cgiant.com, use the promo code NinerFaithfulRadio, all one word, and save on all theater, concert, and sporting event ticket purchases, as well as help out the show. Participate in our weekly poll for prizes. Every week on Facebook and Twitter, we have a weekly poll question where all you have to do is win. If you're listening to us as a podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blueberry, or TuneIn, please subscribe and give this show a review. It really, really helps. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and hit that bell to make sure you don't miss a video. Also, give the video a thumbs up and a comment on what you thought about the show. We shall see y'all next week on Monday. Hopefully another Victory Monday. Same bad time, same bad channel. Till then, faith, love, and nappiness. Go Niners. Also, check out our last week's video, This Date in Niner History. We're also doing this one this week. But last week's one was really cool. It was the first ever game in Niner history. Go ahead and check it out. It's awesome. I shall see y'all next week. Faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.